I, female 32, got a private text this morning from a mother of my son's 7 male classmate. She told me that apparently my son had been calling her daughter's traditional lunch weird, and apparently that is making her daughter feel uncomfortable and insecure. She asked me to please talk to my son about being more sensitive and respectful, so her daughter doesn't feel excluded. Now, I feel for this woman as a fellow mother. No one wants to see their child being sad, but overcoming insecurities is a big part of growing up. Additionally, I also thought it was ridiculous for her to criticise my son, a 7-year-old, for making relatively innocuous and curious comments about food that is not familiar to him. He's at a curious age and is discovering the world, and I refuse to try and limit him and shut him down for not having the emotional sensitivity of an adult. Politely, I told the mother that I was sorry that her daughter was struggling with insecurities, and I found some online parenting articles about building your child's confidence to send to her, so she could use some tips to help her daughter out. She replied and said I was acting completely shamelessly and disgracefully, and I'm not able to text her anymore, so am I the derriere? You're the derriere. I refuse to try and limit him and shut him down for not having the emotional sensitivity of an adult. Teaching your kids to be respectful of other people's choices is not shutting him down. It's literally a part of your job as a parent to, parent. Teach your son better words to use. That looks different. What is it? Or, your lunch is interesting. What's it called? There is a fine line between being curious and being rude. Teach him to not be rude. Teach him to not use words like weird when looking at someone's food. My girlfriend Sarah, 29, and I, male 28, have been dating for 5 years, and I wanted to go on vacation with her to celebrate. I planned the trip for several months. Of course, I shared my plans with her, and decided on skiing, snowboarding, other winter activities in CO. The activities seemed perfect, and I was looking forward to this for months because I wanted to propose to her at the end of the trip. 5 days before the trip, Sarah dropped the ball on me that she invited 2 of her friends to meet her there. I was upset because I wanted to spend one-on-one time with Sarah for our anniversary. I feel like it was plain and clear that this was a trip just for us. Even though I expressed my concerns, Sarah insisted that her friends had already made plans to come and won't back out. I decided to accept this because there was no way for me to force her friends not to come. I wish I had thought more on this. I figured we could make some changes to our plans, and I would still be able to propose to her privately. Sarah essentially blew me off for her friends, and we didn't get any private time. After 3 days of being in second place, I decided to leave the trip and head home. I told Sarah why I was leaving, and she was upset. She told her friends about my decision, and I was ganged up on. They said we were having a great time. She thinks I'm being a jerk for making her pick between her friends and me, even though her friends weren't even invited in the first place. I never had personal issues with her friends prior to this trip. I never made Sarah pick between me or her friends because everyone needs friends outside of a relationship. I'm at home now and thinking about everything. I have a day to myself before Sarah comes home, so at least I get to relax a bit. Sarah and her friends think I'm overreacting and think I ruined the trip. I think Sarah was disrespectful and rude to me by ruining the purpose of this trip and having her friends gang up on me. So, am I the derriere for leaving a vacation I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? Edit, this was a planned anniversary romantic trip. I was clear that we have plans just for us two. We've been on other anniversary trips together without her friends there. We did discuss marriage beforehand, so it's not like a proposal would have been out of the blue. Is it possible that she knew you were going to propose and did this intentionally to ruin it? This is what worries me. We've discussed marriage beforehand and everything seemed great. This was a planned anniversary romantic trip, so the nature of it was plain and clear. Not the derriere. Your girlfriend is an incredibly selfish jerk though. You might want to look into that. If I had a special anniversary trip planned with my partner and they invited anyone else to join us without even asking me first, there would be absolute hell to pay. I have just found out I've been dating a married man and I am so heartbroken. Him, 45 male, me, 35 female, dating for 1 year. We met through mutual work connections. We've been smitten the entire time. He has a house that I visited 1 or 2 times, but never questioned really because his job and my place are more local. His house is a little over an hour away. He spends 3 to 4 nights with me a week. We spend Valentine's, New Year's, and our past birthdays together. Last week at work, I mentioned his name to someone about him, maybe being able to do work for them, and the guy goes on a tangent of how he knows him from the past and how he has a beautiful family. I stay silent. I started snooping online, and with our friends, I discovered he's married 20 plus years with 2 kids. I found her Facebook with photos, saw his texts and all. Showed it to him as well. I'm so speechless. I approached him and he denied it, and currently is pleading for my attention, as I've told him to leave me alone after speaking last night. I feel dirty, I feel wrong, because I still love him, and stupid I didn't catch it sooner, and pissed I caught him and he won't admit it. What the hell? What makes men and women do this? He treated me like a queen, and I felt so in love. My main question is, how is he spending so much time with you? Are you sure he's not in an open relationship? I find it extremely difficult to believe that he spends a half a week away from his house and his spouse is cool with that. Just to be sure, just in case, I'd get his side of the story. My ex-husband continued to live with me for a while after he left me for another woman. The simple reason? He didn't have the money to move out. So I had to see his stupid face in my bed for months after the divorce agreement was filed. I don't know why his new girlfriend put up with that. He used to stay with her for 3 or 4 nights a week too. This is definitely the time to sit down and have a proper adult conversation to get his side. Why wouldn't he mention anything about his wife or kids if they're separated? Sounds like he was having his cake and eating it, hoping that no one would find the crumbs. If you like today's stories, please hit the like button, comment below and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.